and welcome to the ENDTIMES TCG. And finally I got the time to cut out some of the cards, and I will show you what I got. I got a bunch of cards right here, and I will show you all the cards, all the proxies that I had. I just did cut them out and created, maybe a mood board for myself. As you can see, we have here the painkillers item. We have Randy the Ram. I don't know what's his name in the movie, the wrestler. Jackson, he's a human wrestler. The Ram Jam does 6 damage. He's immune to side effects of the painkillers. So is Max Payne. Here are the painkillers. But the painkillers have side effects. They do 1 to dexterity and 1 to intelligence if you use them for too long. And here's a pump action shotgun. You can shot, you can reload, and you can block with it. It comes with 4 shells into the game. And then we will get into the belt later. Here we have a Grim X, and here we have a Diablo style evil. Here we have Ginger from Ginger Snaps. She's a human werewolf teenage chick. And here we have Prince Noir. He's an elf prince, and he says, "You took our sacred places and made parking lots of them. You took our sacred places and made parking lots out of them. Time for vengeance, or time to pay the price." It should look more like this, like a bit more cooler, but I was sketching it out again. We have again a shotgun. Shotgun will be maybe a common. And if I can do this game, I will do it that there's no rich kid syndrome, like, oh, this is a fabled, and with this card I will beat up all the other cards. No, we will make it so that, well, if you have only commons and the opponent has only rares, will you still win the fight? I don't know. Probably not. But there will be a way to win, even if you don't have the most expensive cards, because this is a game about the human spirits. I don't know. What will Randy the Ram Jackson do against an evil from hell? Well, we will find out, but I know this. He has definitely a great spirit. And this is also, I guess, why I created this game, to cope with the stuff, with the pandemic shit. So in each 90s movies, we have always the normal guy who raises above the big bad evil. And yeah, we will do the same in this game. So shotguns, we have Trinity, sexy leather stuff. She will be, I guess, a human hacker. We have definitely some AI singularity Skynet thing going on. With here the Neo. Sure, these are just placeholders. I cannot name, and I won't name this, but if you have the card, you will say, well, this could be Neo from the Matrix, or this could be Trinity. They will just be named differently and look differently. They will be their own characters. And yeah. And then we have here the singularity. Let me show a bunch of the cards. I put this aside. I'm pretty happy about Randy the Ram. He's a human wrestler, immune to side effects, painkillers. This will not be your cookie cutter homemade TCG. This will be very painful and very satisfying. Let's put him also aside. And let's go into, what do I have? I have definitely a vampire clan. There will be like, the lore will be like this. It's the 90s. Pretty much everybody lives for the weekends. The people just want to go home from their 9-to-5 job and have a nice bowling session and enjoy their time with a girlfriend. But there are also vampires. There are vampires, old vampires. We will meet in a second the high school vampires. There are teenage girls, and they are werewolves. So it's pretty much, is it the conspiracy stuff? It's not conspiracy. Let's call it mythology. But she is just a normal teenager going to school who gets then bitten by a werewolf, and she turns herself then into a werewolf. Then we have here This is like an older Nosferatu guy. There will be definitely vampires, but vampires in the 90s and as always, and in the Warhammer lore, are very, very discreet. Like, they don't want you to know that they exist. They are very strong, but also the Vampire Codex is like Vampire the Masquerade. They don't want you to know. They will drink your blood, they will take you out, but you won't know. So there's maybe an underground fight against vampires, and we will also have from the Vatican people who hunt this guy. People like what's his name? Woods, James Woods, and the Padre. But then let's look also at this. What is this? This is alien DNA. This is a resource. Maybe you play this card as a resource card and then you can play aliens. Because alien DNA will be found on this planet and will also play a role. So we have vampires, we have aliens, we have normal human people, we have teenage girls, we have wrestlers, and we have definitely some evil from hell, other dimensions. We will have some pretty grim axes who can be equipped by humans or by demons. Let's put this aside. This is like some Diablo style evil, some Diablo 1 style X. Then we will have some this is like Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 inspired. Some basic warrior. So if you say, oh man, but this is the 90s. How come these people are here? Boy, did you never see an 80s 90s movie? Like they just time travel or magic portals or the government. You know what I mean? Or like Highlander, they just survive in the shadows and go through wars and tell nobody that they are great heroes from ancient times. And it is like I'm sticking with the strength, dexterity, and intelligence stuff, and with the flip ultimatum. It's a bit like Dota 2, Heroes of New Earth, League of Legends, and also a bit of Diablo 2, how you can skill them, and maybe you will pay this with so and so much strength, and then he has a strength skill, dexterity skill, like Pokemon. Maybe you buy one intelligence, one strength, and he does this and he does that. So then we have here an Amazon chick, which is a dexterity hero. He's a strength hero. He's the black wizard, a magician, and here we have a demon, a shiny demon from hell. I guess some demons will not only have fitting demon hands, but some demons also will rock. Because, as you know from Tenacious D, the Pick of Destiny, every demon knows also how to play the guitar, and they will rock for your soul. We took also a look at Prince Noir. We will also have a side that wants to avenge or protect the environment, because in the 90s, environmental destruction is at its peak, as you know. And this guy is the same guy. He comes back from ancient times and he says, man, mankind has gone too far, like Namor, the submariner. Like, he wants to cleanse the world from the humans, and he's not only against humans, he's also against the demons. Like, he knows that corruption is coming, so he knows he wants to reestablish the balance of the world of Gaia, but in a very violent way. So this guy is also a bad guy. What do we have here? We have demonic powers. It's a resource, but it can only be played if your hero is a demon. So this is like a resource. Like in Magic, you put down a swamp, or in Pokemon, you attach a certain energy, and this gives you +1 demonic power, or it allows you to play demonic cards. I don't know yet all the mechanics. I'm just going with the flavor and figuring out the mechanics along the way. Then we have some cool werewolf DNA, because like you will play werewolves. These two parts are, I guess, opposed. I guess they're mortal enemies. These are more like in Magic green, these are more the shamans, the environmentalists, the magical werewolves, but there will also be bad werewolves, and then the demonic powers. This is corruption, greed, and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Then I got a nameless stranger. I stole this one from Diablo 1, Diablo 2. I guess let's not think too much about this guy, but yeah, why not have a wizard? Why not have flip cards? Not sure how this plays. Like if I have a deck right here, and it's a flip card, like do I pick it up? Can I just play this hero? Can I, you know what I mean? Can everybody be my commander? Or do I have special flip cards and then I have allies like in World of Warcraft? I don't know yet. But yeah, this has a flip card. Then we will come to the last samurai. Let's go. Here, another resource. It's money, cold hard cash. Resource, maybe you can level this up, like you put it down like a land or a resource, and then each turn you put a counter, or maybe it costs you something to upgrade this, and then it gives you even more. And maybe some cards or some things or items will cost you just money. Like at the beginning you have 100 cash, then 1,000 cash, then 10,000, then maybe 50,000, and then maybe you need to put down another money. And maybe some decks will run on money and other stuff, and some other decks will run on blood banks and other stuff. And maybe you have a vampire like Duncan Frost who runs on money and blood. Who knows? But yeah, I figured out the resources. Here I put in Anduril Aragon Sword just for a bit magical flavor, because we have not just money going on and greed in this world and werewolves and vampires and teenagers and schools. We have also something from the past. We have something going on that wants to reestablish the goodness in people and the values, and here comes in the sword. This, I imagine, is like Magic the Gathering in our times. Yeah, and this is forged from the shards. Maybe you play some shards first, and then you can pick this from the sideboard or from your deck, and it should be a powerful sword. Let's go through this. The Last Samurai. Maybe these are like Space Marines. I mean, great fighters, and maybe you can allocate one focus point to dexterity, to strength, and to intelligence, because I think samurais are good in every place, but they need to shift the focus. Where do they want to strike fast? Do they want to strike hard? Do they want to do a thing that intelligence? That's a guitar case from Desperado, full of weapons. This lets you search your thing. Then you got a shotgun ammunition belt. Maybe you need this so you don't run out of ammunition. Here you have a mariachi. Didn't come up with a better card, but he's a gunslinger, which gunslinger is a trait, but he's also a bard. He can also rock off. We have Meg, like Meg Myers. She sings, and all the singers are free spirits. Maybe they're harming demon in an even greater way, but then you flip her and she becomes something like high vibration stuff. I don't know what she turns into. With the 6-string samurai, he's definitely a bard and a samurai. Then we have Murphy from RoboCop. He's a human and a machine, but definitely fighting for the humans. Then we have a cop from the Stallone cop from Copland, the Near Dark Bar. Let's go faster. This is like a land, a resource. Then you have, this is also a resource, dexterity. You put down one. Lazarus, the Dark Wizard. Some claws, like weapons. Another weapon. A Dark Portal, a scroll. These are vampire boys. These like from the Lost Boys, high school, mullets, 80s, 90s. This is a werewolf, one that is pretty strong. A demon. We will have Teenage Ninja Turtles. Well, I cannot steal it, I won't, but due to the pollution in the 90s, you will have animals and animal experiments, and it will turn these into some strange things. Human action, like revenge card. This is like a skeleton king. You have the yuppie vampire, the vampire next door. That's very rich. Then strengths as a resource, shield and armor. This I don't know what it is, but I thought it was cool. Then you have a scientist, human fly mutation. You can add to your health. Skeleton king, intelligence and dexterity. I think this will play out maybe like a mobile game. Then that's right, you can't kill me, motherfuckers. That will be a human action, maybe right before you're dying, you don't die or something like this. Then we have Gordon Gekko, greed. We definitely will have something like Wall Street in here, like people behind with the money, with the evil corporations, infesting the world with something evil. I don't say that every rich guy is greedy, just this guy. I will always play the light, the dark, and the in-between. Then we have some near dark Winnebago, just cars, mobile homes. I don't know what they will do, but this will be absolute trash vehicle, but it will store a bunch of people and will protect you or bring you from A to B. And I'm planning to put in a lot of cool cars, but also a lot of trash cars, so that you can kind of chase around. Kerrigan as a placeholder for alien human hybrids. Then we have all out of bubblegum, Mr. I kick your ass with a shotgun. He's against aliens. Sword of the Ruined King. Maybe this sword is very strong, but it starts to corrupt you, so you lose your honor. And once your honor is gone, you're corrupted. A rage werewolf tribe. We need guns, lots of guns. Definitely an action. You search your deck for guns. We have Gina Davis as Samantha. She's a human assassin. 8 out of 10 Stallones. That's what the video will be called. 17 minutes in. And yeah. And we have honor as a resource. We have the end times. And big freaking explosions. Semi-automatic shotguns. More vampires. This Samuel L. Jackson dude. Human detective. Mitch Hennessy. I mean, look at this. And getaway car. This will be an action. Intelligence. So you can add this as a resource. And here we have the Tenacious D. So I hope someone's watching. Max Payne Bullet Time. And this was it. We see us.